Hey everyone, checking out my new phone and the case I have for it, which thankfully is a kickstand to it. But today I had a chance to, not working at the day job unfortunately, um, probably need a day off anyway. I had a chance today to catch two online festivals, and I really haven't, done any articles on these because it's kind of like, okay, can't do the photo, can't do the video, etc. Um, do a short article, yeah, that's great, whatever. But these two are really cool. They're gaming festivals, and I'm slowly trying to get myself into the routine of, taking classes, lessons in game design. I really want to get into game design, add that to the resume. But the first was Unreal Festival. Unreal Festival was very interesting. Unreal Fest, because thankfully I can split my attention. There were, even though the videos are going up after the or can be seen on demand after the festival, I wanted to attend it live. So for the first session, I actually had two videos going at the same time. Yes, I was able to pay attention to both, kept switching between, kind of like split my attention between both speakers. Then to top that off, Games for Change Virtual Festival 2020, first time that they're doing it online. Huge credit to everyone involved in this. It's a huge multi-day festival. I can't imagine all the work that went into trying to pulling this off, But at one point, I was actually attending a session in Unreal Fest and a session in the Games for Change Virtual Festival. Very interesting, I may add. But kind of like set some new records. But I can see the advantages. Now see the advantages to while you don't get the true experience of being there, you don't get the um, personal level interaction. You don't get to feel the energy of the crowd, people there, and everything. I'll tell you what, especially with Games for Change Festival, trying to plan out my schedule between all the speakers, the Q&As, etc. I'm actually just dropped anything on my schedule right now, dropping into the expo part of it, but it's crazy enough. I Hopefully when they do it they'll do it offline, offline next year. Excuse me. And I really would like to get press credentials for this event. I remember played NYC last year, and even Music Fest several years ago when I attended and covered it with different bands. It makes it, attending these festivals online makes it a little easier if you want to try and catch two events, it's, two different things at the same time. Whether it's a speaker, a Q&A, or whatever, you can kind of flip back and forth a lot easier versus in the real physical world of, okay, well, these are two top priorities. I got to choose between them because unfortunately I can't run back and forth. It'll be impossible for me to run back and forth to, to catch both at the same time. So, I mean, I'm kind of well, that's the reason why I attended Unreal Fest and Games for Change Festival at the same time, because both these I really wanted to catch both presentations at the same time. And okay, just flip back and forth. I had the speaker on trying to, and did not get confused by the different excuse me presentations at the same time. So it's really cool. It's completely different, even though most of my life is online. Outside of my day job, between my media, learning game design, getting back into 3D graphics design, really want to get my next book done. It's still an adjustment and a change for myself. Now, one of the things about the gaming, the different workshops is it made me realize exactly, okay, I want to get into game design, how complex even designing my first game is going to be. So these are very informative. The Games for Change gave me different perspectives. I just got done with a workshop, with a presentation and Q&A on accessibility, and I'm actually not afraid to ask questions anymore like it used to be. I was actually getting honest answers. Nobody nobody cutting you down or anything. I was actually getting legitimate, honest answers to my questions, which was really cool. And also, when you do this online, like in the chats, it's definite. You stand a better chance of having your question answered by at least someone in the audience, someone in the crowd, or the presenters, the speakers, versus if you go to the actual event and, okay, you have a question. Well, guess what? 10, 20, 100, 250 people sitting in there are also raising their hands to ask a question, to ask a question also. So even though there's a time limit at both, there was a time limit at both the Unreal Fest and the Games for Change Virtual Festival, it was just really cool. They tried, the speakers, the presenters tried to get to as many questions as possible. And the amount of information that was being put up in the chat by people attending those Q&As and, attending the presentations and the speakers is unbelievable. People are jumping in, hey, check out this resource, check out that resource. And credit to the mods. There were a couple spammers and just idiots and assholes in there. And as soon as they popped up, bam, gone. So a lot of credit to the mods and moderators for this. Unreal Fest, I didn't see any, but that, I might have missed them. But here at Games for Change, you do have the, it's just the moderators who are keeping on top of everything. There have been technical issues, bam, they're right on top of it. It's just amazing. So I would recommend Music Fest, Wawa's Virtual Welcome America Festival went online. I avoided that this year, which I shouldn't have, but you have events like Music Fest and so many other events that are online because of the virus and this current situation. But yet, those between Unreal Fest and the Games for Change, it really has me rethinking that, okay, maybe I should start doing these things online, even though some of them would just be like, okay, well, they're on TV normally when you can physically go and attend the event. Guess what? It's the same thing. But other festivals and events are completely different than if you'd actually be there. Like I said, with myself, it was actually made it easier for my part. In fact, actually, okay, cool. I have three back-to-back coming up for Games for Change, but it's just really cool. It makes it overall. My experience may be different for you. My experience, it made it a lot easier to plan out and attend more speakers, more presentations, more things going on at these festivals online than physically. Don't get me wrong. If they're physical next year, if there's any way you can get to them, Play NYC. Hopefully, you have press credentials next year. Welcome America Festival, the Suicide Prevention Walks, all of it. What I call my annual list that I try to attend every year. Plus, these new festivals, Games for Change, adding on to my list for next year. If I can, I'm going to them physically. I just love the crowd, and everything else. But it also made me realize that when I do go to them physically, I'm gonna have to be a lot better. I'm gonna have to kind of plan everything out a lot better than I used to, and just kind of like, okay, well, this looks cool, that looks cool. So definitely check out these festivals online. May or may not be your thing, but there's some disadvantages, but there's also a lot of advantages. Thanks to everybody for all the support. I know this year has been nothing but press releases so far. I know it's been a rough year, different, unique, interesting, to say the least at times. Year for everyone all over the world. please go to this thanks to sponsors page. Check out and support those people and businesses, because without them, I wouldn't be able to, between them and my day job, they will keep a roof over my head, thankfully. Um, and all their support. Thanks everybody out there for all the support through over 6 months of nothing but pretty much press releases. I do apologize for that. And to your family and friends, whether it's the virus, whether it's everyday life, please stay safe and take some time out and enjoy every moment of life.